Hey everybody, Zee Garcia here. Today we're taking a look at a memory game, but one that is not just about matching pairs. This is Fort. Fort here is a game that is undeniably aimed at a younger crowd. Okay, the box says ages 6 and up. It's for 2 to 4 players, about 20 minutes. And in here, you're going to have a whole bunch of these very large tiles. You are going to be spreading those out face down, taking a look at one, and then either keeping that tile in front of you, building your wall, or putting it back where it was. But everybody can see where that was. So you might want to remember that and come back to that one later. As opposed to the match 2 type ones, where you just flip one, flip another one, and then they both go back. Good old memory. In this one, there's some tiles you might want to remember for much later in the game, and some that you might want to jump on right away when they get revealed. So there is a little bit of a different feel to this. Let's go ahead and take a look at how it works. We'll come on back. I'll tell you what I think of it. To set up the game, we're going to give each player one of these starting castles with a 1 on it, and then we're going to spread the rest of the tiles face down however you want to. You're going to need a really big table for this, by the way, because this is nowhere near all of them. There are tiles numbered in here 2 through 45, and you're going to spread them all out. Now, there's 2 ways to play the game. You can play normal, introductory, whatever you want to call it, and then the advanced game, which is what I'm going to be showing you here, because the difficulty is minute. And you really only want to play the other mode if you're playing with particularly young kids, or you want to do something that is extremely light rules-wise. So, on your turn, you are going to pick one of these, and you are going to, let's go with the red player here. You're going to reveal it and take a look at it. And then you have a choice. You can put it back, face down, where it was, or you can take it and add it to your wall. But you can only do that if the numbers are going up numerically, all right? Anything you skipped, well, you're going to have to give up on. And then sometimes they'll have figures here, characters, or possibly crows, maybe a cannon, maybe a wizard, and those are going to have special abilities. So once you've done that, you are done. It's down to the next player now. They're going to take a look, and they can either, again, keep it or put it back face down. The game is going to be over when somebody gets to 10, including this starting one. So you want to be careful about making jumps that are too large. So going from 1 to 17 is possibly a little much. So this player is not going to take this. If they did, this tile would be worth 1 point, like every tile. Every tile is worth 1 point at the end of the game. And then this figure, being a prince, is worth 1 point as well. If there is a princess that you have, every prince and princess combo are together worth 3. So you get a bonus point. 1 for the prince, 1 for the princess, and another point. So you can just count the couple as 3 points. So this player's going to put that back, and of course the other players know there's a 17 there. You're hopefully attempting to remember that. It's going to be the yellow players go. They're going to flip over a card. 4. Fantastic. They're going to take that. Comes back to this player. They're going to flip one over. 6. All right, pretty good. They will take that. You won't always get this lucky, by the way. We come back over here. This player's going to take a look at one. It's a 27. There's another prince for you. We're going to put that back down, and so on. And this continues until, like I said, somebody gets to 10. Now, a couple of things I want to show you here. The prince and the princess, I already showed you. The towers are going to protect you from cannons. And the cannons are going to, when you take one and place it, you can destroy a piece of wall in another player's kingdom there, another player's fort. You will remove anyone you want, but nothing between 2 towers, including those towers themselves. So having a tower in your display will protect a whole section of tiles, ideally. We've also got then this princess here and another one. Again, you want to couple these with the princes so that you can score more victory points for them. There are also going to be, like I said, some crows, such as these little fellas right here. You're going to get a bonus point per crow shown. So this is a bonus 2 points. And then this little fella is worth a single point. You've also got the king, who is worth 3 by themselves. And then there's a queen, who is worth 3 by herself. And then the cannons, as I told you about, are right here. They're going to blow up something in another player's kingdom or fort. Now, one final tile you haven't seen, it might not be out here since I didn't put them all out, is the wizard. There's a wizard, and he's going to allow you to break the rule, this fella right here, of always having to go up numerically. The way he does this is by, so let's say this is what my kingdom looks like here. I have that, and I have that, and gosh, let's say I was mean earlier, and now I have this wizard. For some reason, I'm going to take the wizard, even though it's quite the big jump. And the reason I might be okay with doing that is because, let's say later I take this one, which is fine, but then later on, I grab this one. Normally, I cannot play this, but the wizard lets me one time break that rule and slide that one into my board, like so. And so once somebody gets to 10, you're going to score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have no crows. This is not a great one. Gosh, let's say I did this. How about that? Let me give myself some points here. There we go. Can you see all of that? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the king is another 3 for 11. If you have the most points, you're the winner. If there's a tie, which is quite likely, whoever has the highest numbered tile is going to be the winner. And that's it. The way to play the simple mode is to ignore all of the illustrations and just play out 10 tiles going up numerically, okay? Again, I recommend this one's got a little more flavor, and the illustrations at that point then mean something. Fort here is a game that, as it says, has sold over 100,000 copies. I don't know if in this edition or just this game in some other edition. I know it's been available as a deck of cards instead of these tiles. But 100,000 sold. Which means then that this game is very well known, but I've never heard of it. And it seems like the kind of game that should be available anywhere you can get kids' toys or kids' games. It's that kind of game. I think it's a very good one for that crowd, and it's one that I would certainly recommend. If you have kids about that right age, between, 5 and 8, let's say, and you want to get a game to play with them, one that is simple, has memory, but has a little bit to it, it's not just that old match 2 memory game or something really brain dead. This one has some things to think about. There's a lot of luck, tons of it, but there's more to it than that. So let's talk about it. Okay, we're going to start at the top. The theme here is cute, but I'm not sure if the you as a grown-up or the kids are necessarily going to keep coming back to it. It's a little, medieval. It's a little distanced, and while seeing the princess and the princesses, king and queen, that's nice. The crows are kind of cute drawings, but they're not that cute, and so the theme here isn't necessarily captivating. I'm trying to think of a 6-year-old that is very, very passionate about the walls around a castle, and maybe so, but otherwise I don't think so. But it's not distracting or problematic. It's just not captivating. The aesthetics are good. These tiles are no joke, like massive tiles. There's also a lot of languages in here. There we go. These are all different languages. All of those. It's just one page of rules, by the way. But anyway, these tiles are very nice. They're just a slab of cardboard. They are thick, and I think they are this big and bulky in case really little ones get their hands on these and chew them up or something. They'll be fine. They'll disintegrate, I assume, but there's no plastic pieces in it and nothing else, no wood pieces. You do need a really big table, unfortunately, if you want to spread all these out. That's one of my negatives, is that if these were a little bit smaller, you could play around a space that's a little tighter, a little cozier. As it is right now, this is the kind of game you might play on the floor, for example. Spread them out all over the floor and play with the kids on the floor. But it's a lot of room you're going to require, okay? Be aware of that. But the look of the tiles is good, and the sturdy cardboard they're made of is good. All right, replay value, I think is all right. again, I think there is some interest here in some discoveries that you'll make either, again, as an adult or a child, going into it thinking, oh, it's a memory game, it's a memory game, you know? But there's more to it than that, because you're also judging how much of a leap you can take in between one tile and the next and still get up to 10. You know what the count is, right? You have your 1 and the rest are 2 through 45. So what's a safe leap, you know? If you draw the 2, you take it. That's obvious. But what if you draw the 8? What about the 11? Is that too much of a jump? Wait, what's an okay number? What's a number that you draw and you go, okay, this one's good, I'll take it. But it's not just that, right? And again, I'm kind of talking about tactics there and strategy, but this leads to the replayability as you learn these things. It's not just how much of a gap am I okay to destroy here, but also, if I put this 11 back, who takes it? Because they, you know, around the table, that person has an 8. There's no way that this 11 is making it past them, because they'll just grab it and put it after their 8. So there's that too. So the replayability, I think, is nice. It's interesting. It's not tremendous. It'll be the same game, and the scoring is very low, so you might have some ties fairly frequently, probably, but it's still fun. All right, game arc. I've already talked about it, kind of, but I keep bringing back the good old memory style games. And there are a lot of memory games. But I like this one because it has that Racco feel. You know, arrange numbers in a sequence tied with memory. And I like the way those two things work out, you know. In one of the games I played, we pulled the 45. Right away, it was like the second tile, and then put it back. So now you have the entire game to remember where the 45 is. And who pulls the trigger on that 45? Who does it first, right? I forgot where it was, because my memory's not great. But so there's that about it. That changes the feel of the game. Knowing where a high number is, or the highest number in that case, where that is early in the game, is going to change the way the game flows, the way the game arc kind of develops, you know? So I enjoyed that. Ease of play really high, of course. The game is so easy. Scoring's very easy. I think it's super appealing to any age. Playing with the special abilities is still really easy. And I would say, you know, if you feel comfortable teaching it to your kids that way, you can jump right into it. But if not, you can remove that and just use the tiles as numbers and play that game. And that's really, really easy. What's not so easy is that idea of learning how much of a gap is too much of a gap. And I think kids might have a little bit of a problem with that. You know, they'll have the 1, and then they pull a 7, and then they pull a 21. And they're like, ooh, that's bigger. It's like, ooh, that's a big gap. You might not make it to 10 tiles at that speed, okay? So that's the same in both variants of the game. So that's going to be where they're going to have to figure out how to play well. Lastly, tactics, luck, strategy. There's a ton of luck. Of course, there's a lot of luck. The game's not too mean, which I like. The cannons are there, but they're not too mean. You'll take away one tile from someone, and they could protect themselves with the towers, which I like. Scoring's very easy. The memory in it is, yes, memory. If you abhor memory, you won't like it, but it's interesting memory. It's you're going to be getting help from other people, especially if you're falling behind, which I also like, right? If I'm not doing so great, I've only got 3 tiles, and the other 2 players at the table are both 6 tiles in. They're likely to reveal tiles they can't take, and I can. So they're doing work for me, right? I flip one over, it's too high, nobody should take it, okay? But then this person reveals one, I've got the 20, and they reveal a 23, but they're in the 30s, and so they flip that, I'm like, boom, got it. Nothing better, I'll take that 23. And so you can catch up because other people help you along the way. I really like that. Again, at the end of the day here, this is not a revolutionary game by any means, of course. It's a memory game, it's light, it's silly, it's cute. But I've found myself liking this more than I thought I would. And I think, again, when you play with kids, that's going to be true even more so, because I think they're going to be enjoying it, but you'll be enjoying it too. I don't see this one being the kind of game that an adult has to put up with to play with the kids. I think as an adult, you're also going to like it. You might even like it just playing with adults. All right? So there you go. That's Fort Cute. I enjoyed it. This is going to be a 7 out of 10 from me. That means it's a seal of approval. I guess there's a reason they've sold that many copies. It's because it's a cute game. So check this one out, folks, especially if you're looking for a good gift for a family member, niece, nephew, what have you. I think this is going to be a good one. So look into Fort, and that's going to do it for me. My name is Zee Garcia. I'll see you on the next one.